Hey, everybody. Hey, so we are back today, and I don't know if you know it or not, but the Discord is now open. You will have to be approved to check everything out and be able to get in there and communicate. But for the most part, we are now fully ungated, and we'll see how this goes. And I will do my best to try, with the help of everyone that's in it, to police this thing. Now, whether that will stay that way or not is kind of up to you guys. And I just thought I would start the whole thing here by letting you know that. Also, don't forget, if you're looking to add some inventory for your smoke shop, unswholesale.com also is available to you. You may pick me, Brandon, or Grover, and we would be glad to be your rep for that extended stay program that we'll have there. We have a ton of new inventory, just a ton. Brandon will be taking pictures for days and getting them up there along with the descriptions. Hopefully, it'll be something that maybe we can all get together on. Also, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that there's also chadwaydetv.com, and I have some guides on there that maybe would help you get your business up and running, and really inexpensive. Brandon's probably showing you pictures of them all right now, and hopefully that'll be something that maybe you're down for. Also, don't forget, international bestseller, shameless plug. And I have a book that's available for every one of you all to check out. Okay, so let's get it going. That's been 2 minutes, and I don't want to talk about me no more. So let me ask you a question. Um, I was talking to a guy today, and he was asking me, a question that kind of lengthy, man. In all honesty, but he and I, we do a little business together quite well. He's bought quite a bit from us, so I didn't mind to answer, and I was glad to help him out. He says, how did he put it? He said if he wanted to expand his single location smoke shop, right, into multiple locations over the next year or two, 18, 24 months, right? What would the roadmap look like for that? And, evaluating, financial readiness, and choosing the locations, and staffing, and God knows that's an answer in itself. Marketing, controlling the supply chain costs, like how do you keep the cost down? And apparently, because he just didn't want to dilute the brand that he had already built, and he wanted to keep it relatively profitable. Okay. So, that being said, I told him he was going to need he was going to have to get a financial readiness audit going. Okay. He was going to have a minimum of 6 months of expenses saved for both shops, no matter what, a minimum. Okay. He needed to be about a 25% profitability consistently for at least 6 months, at least. And he needed a clean business credit and credit lines available should he have to draw from them in order to be able to purchase as needed. As far as location selection, I told him he needed to use a demographic tool, like Placer.ai or city data. And he needed to look for anchor tenants like liquor stores, dispensaries, obviously, gas stations. I also like those mid-level people, like pizza places, I even like coffee shops, something like that. I've always talked about coffee and pizza. I always like those. Uh, I like to see the drive-by traffic, you know, greater than 15,000, 15, 20,000 cars, going by a day, right? As the mean average. Because, sometimes Sundays is a little less, you know, but I'd like to see a little bit greater than 15,000. Um, like I've also said, you have to visit these places different times of the day and talk to the nearby business owners. Knock on some doors. Hey, I'm thinking about renting a spot here. Tell me about the location. Tell me how you're feeling about this. How's the landlord? They take care of everything when they should, right? And then as far as the legal and structural setups, I'd create a parent LLC. Um, for each location. Like, so if he does 3, 4 locations, I think each one should have from the parent LLC and then either sub LLCs underneath them or DBAs underneath them, right? And I would apply for new licenses for each and every one, new EINs and new sales tax permits. Of course, you'll have to per location. As far as the SOP, which is standard operating procedures, you'd have to write them for opening and closings, inventory ordering, customer greeting. Believe it or not, you have to have some operational procedures for that, and you also for ID verification. You want to make sure that all of these are within the confines of the law and that you will absolutely know that they know this is what you expected of them. And if they do it wrong, do something sideways, well, you can say, well, hey, look, man, they signed it here. They knew it. This is the reason they was terminated, or this is the reason I shouldn't be held responsible because they were trained and they did not do it. And you could use tools like Trainual, and there's also Google Docs that you could put them out for that they can just keep pinned to the top of the screen, and they would be able to look those up should they need them. Just saying. As far as inventory distribution, right? You need to have a centralized ordering system like like your POS system. They need to be able to look into it, and you need to be able to check inventory levels. And there's a myriad of these out here, and I don't want to list some because some of them are not as great. I mean, Clover does make a great inventory as far as POS system, and there's a lot, man. There's a lot, but the problem with most of them is the moment they find out they're being used in a smoke shop, they shut them down because they claim that it's for paraphernalia and it's not for legal tobacco. So don't let them lie to you, because they'll say, no, we have a CBD program. Yeah, but they don't have a Delta program. Yeah, but they don't have this and they don't have that. And when they find out that you also carry kratom, hop out the door. We can't have that. That's bad. Okay. So you have to assign a purchasing manager, or you have to just do it your damn self as the business owner, and you have to look over everything that everybody needs. This is what they're selling. They're at it. You set a mean average in the POS system in order for you to know when to order, so you get an order report. And so every single week, that's when you would do that, right? You would use like sales velocity reports to optimize SKUs, right, per store. And that's what I mean by setting a mean average. And it would tell, how fast these things are selling. Maybe you need to, raise it higher. Like when I sell out of 20, if I started at, when I get to 10, I need to reorder if it's done within this period of time. Well, if it's done fast, maybe you need to do it within 15, instead of, having way too much inventory because you don't want to run out. As far as staffing and training, I would train 1 to 2 employees per store. No, and one of those employees should be an assistant manager. at all times, you know. And you could probably create a week two training curriculum, and you could use videos and live shadowing of your managers or your store employees. Now, your first employees at your number one store, if they would be open to move, they would become the new assistant managers at the new stores. And those people could be shadowed as long as you know that they have been trained. Okay. Um, yeah, that's what I would do there. I would promote from within. So the first store, if you've got two or three employees there and you want to open a store, that employee number one should be the assistant manager or manager, depending on how you want to look at it. As far as marketing plan, right? Um, it would be unified branding across the store. So every store would have the same type of sign, have the same type of wrap on the doors, in the windows. Everything would look damn near universal, including the cases, layouts of the store. Of course, each store is going to look a little bit different, but they're all going to have basically the same, paint on the walls, same type of cases, and have the same look, the same products, the same pricing, and that's the most important, is that it's uniform. Uh, I would start looking at to geo target like Instagram or TikTok or even the Google ads, so that you get people seeing in that area exactly what should be done, and like what should be ordered. And here's what we're trying to push this week. This is what we're doing for Kratom. This is what we're doing for Delta. Now remember, do not discuss pricing on these ads, because that's a great way to get kicked off. But let them know you've got special pricing on this stuff, and it's available this week, and to come on in and mention the ad, so that you also get an idea on there how much of your ad dollars are actually working, and that it's bringing people in. I would also look into, although it can be pricey, SMS and email list segregation by location. So if you have the POS system, and instead of it being an all integrated system, the POS system would have the information, the phone number, the email from those area locations. Like if you got side A, west side, and they have their own emails, their own phone numbers, and then north side has this, east side has this, south side has this, and anyway, you would market to each individual market maybe a little differently depending on their socioeconomic level. Don't kid yourself. You will. I promise. Uh, as far as your KPIs to monitor your monthly sales, right? And hang on, let me read what KPI is to you. And hang on. Okay, KPIs are a performance indicators. They're also known as key performance indicators, and it's a measurable value that demonstrates how effectively an individual, a team, an organization is achieving a specific objective. Okay. They're used to track progress, make informed decisions, and improve performance over time. Okay. Now, how do you monitor that monthly? You think of your sales per square foot, uh, and your labor as a percentage of revenue. Okay, labor is a percentage of revenue. The inventory turnover rate, you need to set up KPIs for that as well. Average ticket sales, and I would probably do customer count, because I'm a big fan of knowing exactly what's there. Now that's kind of what I'm thinking, and that's the answers in broad stroke that I gave them, and I thought maybe you guys would get a little kick out of having them too, and so if you're looking to expand, that's what I do. I mean, that's what I told him. But if you need a deeper dive on that and you want to talk more about it, let me know. Comment down below, and hopefully we can get the conversation going. If you've got specific questions about the ins and outs of that, hey, let me know, man. Give me a call, give me a shout. If you're a customer of mine, text me, call me. Be on the Discord, and because now that it's ungated, all you got to do is join. As long as you're a shop owner or working in there or something, I mean, that'd be great. But anyway, let us know, man. I hope you like this. I hope it did something for you in a big way, of course. And if it didn't, hey, better luck next time. I'll make more videos. All right, so I'm out of here. I hope it did it for you. Bye.